Hey everybody, this is Austin. One thing I've been noticing about this YouTube channel that I'm starting to grow is that I don't have a very succinct or a very clear set of videos that I do. So today, this is called Parking Lot Flip. It's a new idea I have for a video series in which I would do this multiple times to create a little bit more consistency within the channel. I'd also still be showing off, some of the products that I developed for Spur Design Garage, design work, things outside of this video series, but I really want to hear your thoughts on this. I think it's super fun personally, and I hope it's super fun to watch, but definitely let me know down in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. That'll help me grow the channel, and I really hope you enjoy watching this. I'm going to be taking a Ford Fiesta that I found out in the parking lot and flip it into some sort of a rally car style design. So take care and enjoy the video. Today we're going to be scoping out at our local parking lot for a car in need of a design flip. I'll be hunting down a vehicle, snapping some photos, and using some creativity to modify and or redesign these vehicles into something that is super cool. This is Parking Lot Flip. For this first parking lot flip, I found this super nice Ford Fiesta out in the parking lot. I obscured it just a little bit to protect the driver's confidentiality, blacking out the license plate and things like that, and then warped the perspective just slightly to make it a little bit more interesting. And we're going to take this and turn it into a rally car. This has a lot of rally heritage, the Fiesta. Maybe not quite as much as the Ford Focus, but there's definitely a lot of rally cars out there based on the Ford Fiesta. I think this particular generation is a really cool design. In the US, we didn't get the two-door variant, so I'll be working on this four-door variant, and I thought it would just be the perfect fit for turning it into something a little bit ferocious that could tackle gravel, mud, dirt, those kind of roads, as well as tarmac. But we're gonna do a little bit more of a street variant of a rally car. It's not gonna be full-on aero work or a crazy engine or anything like that. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that rally influence and change it up. I'm gonna start with some of these details, raising the ride height to make sure that it's a little bit better for gritty tarmac, mud, dirt, gravel, those sorts of things. And then we're gonna go into the details and start working on this headlight here. I'm gonna turn it into a little bit more race orient. So we have this vent coming in here that's been portioned from part of that headlight area. And I'm just gonna create some of these chamfers to lead the air into that vent. Whether or not that's going into an engine bay or cooling the brakes, I don't really know. But I figured it'd be a cool spot for opening up a little bit of ventilation. Now, I want to make sure that we're getting as much ventilation as we can in this thing, so I'm going to open this up and turn it into a little bit more almost RS variant influence. So opening up that grill, really making a large hexagonal shape, and then opening up the side vent. And we're gonna carry the design influence between those two things, so adding a little bit of that chrome trim. Might seem a little bit out of place on a rally variant, but again, this is gonna be a road going version, so we can add a little bit of that glitz and glamour. But carrying up that side vent into the headlight itself, just connecting these shapes and making sure that some of these forms in the bumper are really making the vent look like it means business and really needs to be there. Just incorporating those design elements a little bit better. Of course, you have to have a rooftop vent. We can make this a little bit more interesting rather than as strictly utilitarian as a rally car might be, but I figured it'd be fun to play around with this and just build that shape out of that roof section, making sure that I'm matching, you know, a lot of the colors that are going on in this particular photo, make sure that it looks like it's realistically on there. And now I want to start dealing a little bit more with the stance. So I'm going to start, you know, playing around with this wide body variant in the back, giving it a little bit more width in the back. And then we're going to move on to some of those wheels and making sure that these wheels actually look like they fit in this particular vehicle. As of now, as you see me building out that wide body section in the back, those tiny little rims really make sure, or really look like they do not fit that particular design. So I'm going to swap them out from this rally car here. I always love the look of the white rims from a rally car too. There's a lot of them out there. It's just kind of a cool look for contrast, and just gives it, I mean, definitely a very rally car feel to it. I think they really fit this shade of red, whatever color this is. And we're gonna push them to the outside edge as much as we can and make them just slightly larger than the stock rims were on there. Make sure that they fill out that wide body section in the back as well. Honestly, I'm just having fun here. I mean, this sketch, I'm trying not to make look 100% realistic. It's more of a gesture sketch. I'm just getting the idea across, not worrying too much about all the little details. And I'm trying to do this in under an hour. This particular sketch, I think I did in 35 or so minutes. So I'm being really quick and loose about it, trying to just let ideas flow from my mind and see what happens to the page. Just want to really make sure that this thing looks like it could tackle all types of terrain in a very quick time period. So all these little details that you see me adding now are all about that. You know, carrying that vent from the front into the rear really gives off almost a supercar kind of feel. Makes you wonder whether or not, you know, it's cooling the back brakes, or maybe this is a mid-engine variant. And now these details going from, you know, flowing from the grille to those side vents, and you'll see later on flowing into some of the stripes that I'm going to put on this thing, gives it a little bit more of a race feel. And when I'm designing all these elements, I'm making sure I'm looking at the car itself and all the forms that are going on in the car itself, and making sure that they kind of match. There's a lot of chiseled edges in here, a lot of kind of hexagonal or faceted edges, even though the form itself is fairly soft. And so I'm pulling from those things that I'm finding in the car itself to make sure that all the details really look like they're matching this car. And I'm trying to get it, you know, a little bit more subtle than a rally car itself would be, a little less functional, a little bit more road going. You'll see that in the spoiler here. This is not like a full-on, you know, Group B rally style spoiler. It's just going to be something subtle, as well as this little detail that's flowing from the vent into the bumper. Just giving it a little bit more visual interest and a little bit more this kind of functional fighter jet-esque body style. I'm liking the way that the graphics are playing with this car right now. It's looking pretty interesting, and now we're going to focus a little bit on playing around with what would a very simple livery on this look like. Not doing anything with sponsor logos or anything like that, just a subtle stripe to break up the surface, make it look maybe a little bit more sleek, and connect some of these features like the grille to the body side. So I'm painting this white on here with the purpose of turning this into a color overlay in Photoshop and seeing what this looks like as just a gray stripe flowing from the front to the side, and later on turn it into a little bit more of a bright color, almost like a gunmetal gray or something like that. It's giving off kind of a cool contrast with the rest of the red color. I don't know, would you have added a stripe like this if this was your car? I'm not really sure whether I like it better with the stripes or if it looked kind of cool as a road going variant where it didn't have any livery elements and it was just purely red. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like this modification? Here's where we started and we took it to rally car status. What do you think? Would you modify your Ford Fiesta this way or would you do something totally different? Let me know.